feeling anymore.
Yeah, I think it's because you have a very proactive approach to life.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So like some people, they go, you know, despite the odds, I'm going to change my environment. I'm going to just, even though I feel like shit right now, I don't want to be in shit anymore.
Yeah.
But then there's also another group of people where they don't feel like they can control their destiny.
Yeah.
So I think the people that are in that world, their reality is more like, hey man, like, don't tell me I can control this. I tried, I can't.
Yeah.
But so there's different, even in psychology, there's different schools of thought, right? There's the holistic side where more like you don't use pills, but you use your own like reinforcements. So meaning like
behavioral therapy type shit, right?
yeah, like, but even within cognitive behavioral therapy, some believe that you should do it along with pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Like, because you need the balance of taking your pills and then you have your treatment and then you can go that way. But there's also another camp that's like, nah, you don't need any pills. All you got to do is hit it straightforward and try to like, you know, change your situation.
It seems like people's ability to like cope with certain situations is the big like issue, right? It's like some people have a better ability to cope with a stressful situation like you would experience. And then some people would be in that same position and be like, fuck no, I'm never doing this again. Yeah. Because that idea is so crippling to them that they're like, I can't do it. But your ability to cope with a certain situation is a lot easier for them. Well, not easier, but they're just able to say, okay, they're able to analyze what's happening and then move forward with that.
Yeah.
And it seems like sometimes I get clients that are like that too, where their relationship with like exercise or eating clean or whatever is they're just like, they look at it from a frame of, dude, I don't want to fucking do this. It sounds like the worst thing ever. And then they don't want to deal with their ability to like eat healthy or whatever that means to them.
I think to that point too, like I really want people to understand, I guess if there was a takeaway, is that when somebody says from their perspective where they say, hey, like I go what you go through as well, I can empathize, but I'm trying to get you to change your mind, your position on it.
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
To think positive. I don't want you to think that person's being dismissive of how you feel.
Right. But
you have a choice.
It's difficult because, so here's the thing, a lot of people have different perspectives, obviously, right?
That's the hard part.
So like the biggest problem here is we all live in different realities. Like the reality is what we believe in.
It's highly subjective. Yeah.
So I call this system called BAD, right? It's BAD, right? And then so like B stands for believe, A is like awareness, like self-awareness, and then D is like direction or discipline, right? So you use this in order to frame and change a person's mind. It all starts with belief. Like if you don't believe that something can be done, then you can't even have a conversation with them. So if some people believe that, hey, I'm diagnosed with depression, I'm gonna live with this all my life. This is I'm never gonna, it's always gonna be a part of who I am, right? There's other people that believe, hey, I am diagnosed with depression, but now I'm going to figure out how to change my situation. And this applies to anything. Like, hey, I'm poor. I'm going to be like this all my life. And there's other people like, I'm poor now, but I will not be because I'm going to do everything I can to get out of this. So you got to first attack their belief, not attack in the way where you debate them. I think a lot of it is like, this is your world, right? And when you want to show people your world, the more they feel attacked, the more they close up. Because what's happening is a lot of people want to be comfortable and they don't know that they're addicted to their repetitive like reality.
People get married to their circumstance a lot.
Right, because it feels much better to have somebody go, oh, are you okay?
I'm like that too. I'm definitely
Everyone
like that.
is. Yeah. But we don't know. We don't know that it's happening.
That's true. And you get defensive when somebody tells you that that's what you're doing, and you want to tell them you don't fucking know me. You know?
You piece of shit.
Because it's like telling someone this. It's like, hey man, I feel sick. I'm sick, and then they're like, no, you're not. So that's what they hear. That's what they hear is that you just got to sleep. You'll be better. And you're just like, man, I just want to vent. Right. Sometimes I think you got to listen to what they're trying to say, and then once you got to help them frame their world. So then you change their belief system, and then you got to change the way that they are aware of their own like actions, right? Because if you don't have self-awareness, you can't look into yourself and start changing what needs to be done, or even know that you have the power to change your world and your reality and your whole entire thing. You feel defenseless, especially if you're depressed and you're just like at the bottom.
I think a lot of us too tend to speak from a very combative point of view, right?
Yeah.
So it's so
It's
hard.
too intense.
Yeah, it's very intense, and it's very hard to get So I had to learn this specifically with Mariel.
Yeah.
Only because how I grew up in my house, things were said very straightforward, and it is what it is.
Right.
So I don't get any feelings attached to things, right? So Mariel had a big issue with hearing the word no from me. I guess no was not really said much around her.
Because she took it as a personal attack.
Yes.
Right? It's not like you were denying her intelligence or anything, but she fills in the blanks and creates the story.
Yeah.
I think that's where the self-awareness comes from.
Yeah.
If she doesn't understand that she's doing that, she thinks you're the problem.
Yeah.
You're fighting her. You're mean to her. You're the problem because you're hurting my feelings.
And it's coming from her point of view as I'm very demeaning towards her. It's like, and there's like we mentioned this before, where everybody has a lot of skeletons in their closet that they don't even realize it's there.
Yeah.
So if they, like for her, what she found out is that because I guess like how she grew up and, being in a Korean household, sometimes when Korean parents talk to you, they talk to you as if you're the dumbest person on earth. You know what I mean?
Sometimes we are.
Yeah, sometimes we are. And they talk to us like we're fucking dumb. And so sometimes, like, I guess when it comes from somebody close to her and she hears somebody go against what she's saying, what she doesn't hear is the word no. She hears you're stupid.
Yeah.
I'm going to speak for you because you don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
And for me, just objectively, I'm just saying, oh no, I disagree with what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but because that's how it was in my household, right? So I've learned now to just be a little more crafty with my words and not outright say no.
Right.
Definitely.
Because I have to understand, people's reality.
Exactly.
So that empathy has helped me out a lot. And I'm still struggling with it till this day.
Yeah.
Just because it's just, now she has to understand that's not how I grew up. Yeah. So help me.
Yeah. I mean,
give me
you guys
leeway.
are very vocal as a family. You guys argue, you guys talk, you guys deny each other, you debate. So it's a different reality completely, because what makes our reality is the first 6 years that we spend in our household. We're just a open program. First 6 years of life, we're just learning everything of how a family is supposed to be, how the world is supposed to be, how people are supposed to treat each other.
Yeah.
None of this stuff is like we're making a decision. We're just absorbing.
Yeah.
So if someone violates that program, we go, you're wrong.
It's like a virus. A virus has entered.
Yeah. It's like
you want to attack it.
This is the real world. You're fucking it up. You're crazy.
Yeah.
So that's what ends up happening. So then moving on to the D part, that's basically direction or discipline. Mm-hmm. So once you got the belief in, and then you could believe that you could do better, now you have the awareness, like Mariel is aware that she's taking no personally as a personal attack, right? Now she has a direction to change that. Oh, every time David says no, he's not insulting me.
Yeah.
He's saying no just to the thing I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we can have disputes. We can disagree. He doesn't have to say yes to everything I do.
Yeah.
Right? But then you have to have the discipline to follow that. Yeah. So the same, I guess, the method to anything that you want to change your program, I just keep it simple like that. And I got to remember that human beings are in different stages.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are stuck because there's this whole, it's like a virus. Thoughts are viruses sometimes. So they spread, right? And then that becomes the reality.
Yeah.
So the reality right now is everyone's anxious, everyone's depressed, everyone's this, everyone's that, right? Everyone's in this shitty world. But in reality, it's like, dude, we're living way better than our grandparents ever were.
Oh, for sure.
It seems like everyone's trying to one up each other.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're depressed? No, like I'm so depressed. Like,
do you know what I call it? I call it the oppression Olympics, dude. Everybody's in the oppression Olympics right now. Yeah. They go, oh, like I talk about this, and this is like a cyclical topic, but it's like, for example, with like prejudice, right? They go, oh, well, this is what my people went through. He goes, oh, your people went through that? Well, guess what? My people went through this. It's like, dude, what
did
this?
You go through anything personally?
Yeah,
no, right?
It's cool to be a victim right now. Like, that's why the Jesse or whatever.
Smollett, yeah.
It's like, why is that even a thing? Like, why are you even expending energy on pretending to get beat up to make a statement?
It's true. It's cool.
That's so cool.
It is the cool thing to do.
It's like you're looking for drama, or like, or people are just so fed up.
It's cool to get all the sympathy points.
And I think it's understandable for me when a teenager does it, right?
Yeah.
Because I think we all went through that phase. But now, for how I see it, is that phase is lasting a little too long. It's going in from teenager to your early 20s now into these 30-year-olds.
Right.
It goes, you should have fixed that during your figure out phase from like, I say like from 13 all the way to about like 22, 23. And then you start to slowly figure it out, piece by piece.
Yeah.
But now because it's the norm for, people want pity all the time.
It's like you trying to say I'm running away from home every day. It's like, that's what it is all the time. It's like, fucking just do it then. Who gives a shit at this point?
Eventually, you're going to have to face your fucking demons.
Yeah.
You can't keep running away from it all the time. And you just keep pointing fingers at everybody else. You're just going to be in the same place. Yeah. It sucks. It's a terrible place to be. When I go to these college shows too, it is very apparent that a lot of the times, some of these kids, not all, I say a decent amount, just don't like responsibility. They don't want it.
They don't want to get their hands dirty.
Yes. And they not just college students, I say adults now too. I see people in our millennial age.
Yeah.
They want everything, but they don't want all the shit that comes along with it.
Yeah.
And that's so unrealistic.
Yeah. But it's also human nature.
Yeah.
Because it's like government, right? Like since the dawn of time, you want the government to take care of everything for you, but you don't want to be involved in the government. But we're a democracy. We're all supposed to be involved.
Yeah.
But we just want things to run smooth without us.
Everything.
Like we want everything to be smooth without us putting in work.
Yeah.
And I think that's normal, but it's unrealistic, and it's gonna bite a lot of people in the ass in the future. But I mean, I feel like our parents have been saying this to us, like, you're not responsible. And their parents were probably saying that shit to them, and like,
yeah, remember,
you know what I mean?
remember that hot topic that came out? It was, I forgot what fucking news source said this, but it was like millennials don't know how to do basic shit, learning how to sew, or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then they say some stuff, and basically the backlash behind that was that, well, it's our parents' fault because they're the ones
we inherited a fucked up world.
Yeah. And I was like, okay, but my argument to that is I could be on your side, and I do understand because I'm a millennial too, but every kid or parent has had that same cyclical argument, right? It's like, well, my parents should have done this. It's nobody's reinventing the wheel here, right? So we're going to blame our parents, and then our parents blame their parents. So it's not something new.
Yeah.
And so they're treating it as if, oh, well, your parents taught you. No, their parents didn't teach them shit either.
Yeah.
My parents had to figure it out as long as they were going. My grandpa fucking wasted all of his money.
Yeah.
Apparently my dad was pretty well off. My grandpa invested his money into the wrong people, took all the money out. My dad lived in fucking poverty.
Yeah.
So it's not like his dad did well either.
Yeah.
So we're all just kind of learning as we're going, you know? I just don't like that thing where people are still looking to blame somebody else for something. Like,
nowadays, we don't really have an excuse.
Yeah.
Right? Like we kind of don't, because the information exactly like
That's
that
true.
alone is, if you want a certain piece of information, it's out there, but people want it to be delivered in a certain way, which I understand, but they want it to be simplified. They want it to be clean, concise. They want it to be presented to them immediately where it's digestible.
Yeah.
But that's just not the case. And you have to get your hands dirty and kind of do some of that work yourself. Like,
I mean, it's crazy just to think about our childhood. Like, we had to get information, you had to go physically to a library. That was the only place. If it's either that or an adult tells you something. That's the only information that you got.
You ever know how hard it was to get porn? That shit was so fucking hard, you lucky fucks. You have porn at the tip of your fucking hands now.
You could do everything. You could be a millionaire just on your phone. You could learn how to build a business on Google.
Yep.
You could fucking open up a YouTube page. You could do whatever. You could record your videos on your phone. You could post, like, everything